tous et welcome to Learn French with Siam. In today's video, I will teach you the French verbs avoir, être, aller, and faire. So let's get started. Être means to be, avoir to have, aller to go, and faire to do. These four verbs are the most used and most important verbs in the French language. They are used in some of ways that we do in English, as well as in many idiomatic expressions. We will concentrate today in conjugation of these four verbs. The four verbs are irregular, so you should memorize them by heart. In this table, you will see the present tense conjugated of each verb. Now, I will read these verbs for you so that you can memorize them properly. We start with être. Être means to be, as you see. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Avoir means to have. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont, elles ont. The third verb is aller. It means to go. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va. Nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. And the last verb is faire. It means to do. Je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait. Nous faisons, vous faites, ils font, elles font. Now, I will tell you some of the common similarities, differences, and mistakes that I see daily with students. They will certainly help you quickly memorize these verbs. Let's talk about similarities first. Note the last pronoun il in each verb. Ils sont, ils ont, ils vont, and ils font. The four verbs ended with O and T. So this is the first similarity. Now look at the pronoun vous. Vous êtes, vous avez, vous allez, and vous faites. In verbs être and faire, vous êtes in être and vous faites in faire. Both verbs ended with TES, but in verb avoir and aller, they ended with EZ. In the pronoun nous, nous sommes, nous avons, nous allons, and nous faisons. All verbs end with ONS, except in être. Être is the only verb that never ends with ONS in present. Okay, don't forget these three similarities. Now, let's talk about the common mistakes. I mean in the pronoun vous with the verb faire, vous faites. The ending here is ES, not EZ. I mean ES in English, not easy. So be careful here. The other mistake is in the pronoun tu with the verb avoir, tu as, and in verb être is tu es. Don't confuse between them. In avoir we have tu as, but in être we have tu es. To avoid getting confused, notice verb avoir begins with the letter A, and its conjugation with the pronoun tu begins with the same letter A, while in verb être the verb begins with E, and its conjugation with tu begins also with E. So don't confuse between them with avoir a, tu as, and with être I, tu y es. Don't forget these common mistakes so as not to commit them later. Now, let's talk about a trick that can help you in verb aller. In all pronouns, the verb begins with the letter V, as you see, V, and so on. except in the pronoun nous and vous. These two pronouns followed the same rule as verbs of the first group. I mean ONS with nous and EZ with vous. And another point, whenever we move from one pronoun to another, we lose a letter. We lose a letter I here and we lose a letter S here. Je vais become tu vas without I and become il va without S. Our video will stop here. I hope I helped you to memorize these verbs. Let me repeat how to pronounce the conjugation of these verbs. All you have to do is to repeat these last 3 minutes in this video to memorize verbs properly and by heart. Être. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Avoir. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Aller. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va. Nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. Faire. Je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait. Nous faisons, vous faites, ils font, elles font. Être. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Avoir. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Aller. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va. Nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. Faire. Je fais, tu fais, il fait, elle fait. Nous faisons, vous faites, ils font, elles font.